Welcome, everybody, to Up Next Fighting. I'm Todd Kennelly, along with Jonathan King, 𝐂𝐤𝐫𝐸. When you talk about a brand new MMA brand like Up Next is, pecking order is so important. Who's going to be the first champion? Well, in our main event, we might go a long way to determining one piece of that puzzle as Anthony Jimenez takes on Terrion Flash Ware.
Yeah, Anthony Jimenez, this guy is as tough as nails. If you looked up the word gritty in the dictionary, you'd see a picture of this guy's face. Started his training in the wrestling room, moved over to jiu-jitsu. Now he's been training for about 6 years, and I'm really expecting to see the best version of himself inside the cage tonight.
Anthony Jimenez had a fantastic run as an amateur, had 9 consecutive victories, and then has a winning record in the professional ranks as well, but gives up some serious experience to his opponent, Terrion Flash Ware, who's got a lot of big fight experience, including in the UFC.
Absolutely, Todd. 28 fights in total. He's coming off a 4-fight run at UFC, but he's looking to bounce back and rebound, get back into the win column, and this is a perfect opportunity for him in the cage tonight. He's been working on his wrestling skills, and at the age of 36, he's trying to set himself up for one more title shot. Can he make it? We'll find out tonight.
Terrion Ware has had a 3-year layoff, trying to come back in style, trying to position himself in line for a title shot. Our main event has title implications. Let's get to the action.
Let's take a look at how these two match up with the tail of the tape. Both fighters coming in, a bit of the age differential between Patrick Becker and his opponent, giving up a little bit of height and reach to his opponent. Dion Young should be able to maintain range if he boxes well, and it should be a great fight. Both these guys match up pretty well.
Here to set the stage, the voice of the Up Next cage, Barry Egan.
Burbank, here we go. This bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, and it's brought to you by the V Company, the man in charge of the action. Once the bell sounds, Mr. Millionaires. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the solid black trunks. He weighed in at 170 pounds even, out of Riverside, California. Here is Patrick Becker. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing the blue trunks with the white trim. He weighed in 173.6 pounds from Los Angeles, California. Here is Westside Dion Young.
Getting set for action, 171 pounds scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Patrick Becker, 1-1, looking to improve past 500. And the first step into the professional ranks for Dion Westside Young. Something's got to give. You talked about the jiu-jitsu pedigree of Becker. Do you think that might be the difference maker?
He ate a left hand right away. Now he's using it.
Oh,
he got dropped. Big left hand from Young. He's swarming. Oh, face first. He's down. Oh, my Lord, Dion Young. Oh, my God. Dion Young paints a bloody canvas, and he wastes very little time doing it. Tremendous debut for Dion Young. He caught him, clipped him, swarmed, and then he took his time, maintained his composure, and started landing punches at distance. And Becker went face first. That was all the ref needed to see.
Well, there you see the blood streaming down the cranium of Patrick Becker. I guess that answered my question. Would the wrestling be the difference maker? No, sir. Never got the opportunity. Like a whirling dervish, Dion Young all over Patrick Becker, swarming Becker, and dropped him in the opening seconds of the fight. What's going to be up next for Dion Young? An incredible knockout victory. Let's make it official by heading back inside the cage to Barry Egan.
Burbank, the time 11 seconds. Round number 1 for the winner by way of knockout. And now undefeated Westside Dion Young.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with your winner, West Side Dion. You didn't waste no time. Were you coming in head hunting from the opening bell or what?
Pretty much, man. Just staying calm and relaxed. Jab, jab, move, man. Stick to the fundamentals. Don't do nothing extra. Let's get to it.
Now, you landed that first shot. Did you know then and there that you had him on his heels?
Once I landed the first strike, I saw the fear in his eyes, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just throw these hands. I'm coming after you. Anybody in the welterweight division, I'm letting you know right now, I'm a problem and I'm here.
When can we expect to see you back inside this cage?
As soon as possible. My phone and line is always open. I'm always ready. Come at me.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for West Side Dion Young.
There you see it. To the victor goes the spoils, celebrating with his team, with his family. What a win in his debut. More action coming your way from Up Next. Welcome back to Up Next Fighting as we get set to take a look at how these two fighters match up with the tail of the tape. Jonathan Edwards comes in with the experience advantage. Can Elizarraraz overcome that?
You know, Elizarraraz has got to make it a trench fight. He's got to get inside, break down the range of Jason Edwards. You see, he's got a 2-inch reach advantage. He's about the same height, but he's got longer arms. So if he can fight at range, he can keep the fight where he wants it to be.
We'll see how it all plays out inside the cage. Here to set the stage, Barry Egan.
Burbank, here we go. This bout is brought to you by Cake and is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. The man in charge of the action once the bell sounds, Mr. Frank Trigg. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks. He weighed in at 134.8 pounds, making his professional debut here this evening from Miami, Florida. Please welcome Carlos Elizarraraz. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner to my right, wearing the black trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at 136 pounds even. He has a professional record of 2-2. Please welcome Jason Edwards.
Stage is set. It's time to fight on at 136 pounds. Carlos out of the blue corner, making his professional debut after going 3-5 as an amateur. Taking on Jason Edwards, 2-2, looking to improve to a winning record. Something's got to give here in the professional ranks.
Front kick from Elizarraraz. He checks that leg kick. Nice job. Checking that calf kick. Edwards looking to set something up here.
Feeling out process here to kick things off. Both fighters gauging their range. Feigning the overhand right was Edwards. Didn't follow up with it.
Another check of that leg kick by Elizarraraz.
A human game of chess, as they say, gentlemen.
Now in on the body, Elizarraraz backing Edwards up against the cage here. Edwards doing a good job of fighting off the fence. Lands a nice knee on the inside there, too.
These guys have some time to work. It is stepping over, looking for the leg trip there was Jason Edwards. This fight scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds here at Up Next Fighting.
Edwards looking for a takedown here. He's got the knee trip. There we go. Beautiful knee tap takedown.
Yeah, takedown's bad enough. A little cheese grater action on the cage on the way down as well. See what Edwards can do with it.
Edwards looking to establish position here. Elizarraraz working out of the open. Now he's closing the guard out.
Edwards with more experience in professional fightings. Four fights to the pro debut here of his opponent.
Elizarraraz looking for the armbar.
He is. And Edwards is wise to it, but tries to muscle out of it, and that could put a lot of strain on that arm. And now decides to stack up his opponent, Elizarraraz.
If he can get belly down, this is going to be a quick tap.
Oh, big slam! Takes him on a one-way trip to Slam City, but might be susceptible to the triangle.
He's in the triangle now.
What action out of the frying pan into the fire, indeed.
Elizarraraz doing a good job pulling down on the head. That's going to be it, Todd.
Edwards in deep trouble. It was a bang-bang play. Boy, great action here, and up next fighting, hook in the leg now. Pressure being applied. He's got the arm seized. Does Carlos.
And the choke is really starting to take effect. The blood to the brain really getting constricted here.
Just Python-style stuff here. Suffocation by Carlos, trying to strike his way out of it.
But it's not very tight. He's got to pull down on his leg to make that angle tighter.
Well, he's making Carlos think about it right now with these strikes, hammer fists.
Well, Carlos looks calm, cool, and collected for his pro debut. He's hearing some adversity, but he's really in a dominant position.
There's some space now, but you can see the effect that it had, no doubt, on Jason Edwards. I mean, it starched Edwards quite a bit. What a battle of game plans there, Jonathan.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to transition between the arm lock. He gave it up there. He doesn't want to burn out his arms or his legs here, especially early in the first round. Edwards doing an excellent job of maintaining composure in a very tough situation here, Todd.
Yeah, I got to believe right now, Manuk, that Edwards going to catch a breath chest to chest here. And, you know, just trying to get some oxygen back in that body.
Make no mistake about it, Edwards was doing some great damage there too while he was getting choked out and having an armbar move put on him. He landed some great lefts and rights from the top position, and that did some damage, that's for sure.
Well, it certainly made Elizarraraz think twice about holding on to that submission. He had to defend the strikes as well. Pace is slowed in this one, though, Jonathan. These guys are giving it everything they've got.
Yeah, both guys have had their moments. Edwards landing some big shots on the ground now from the top position, but Elizarraraz in the first round seems to be the only one who's threatened to finish to me. So far in my book, he's winning the round. Let's see if Edwards can punctuate it with an exclamation point here, and here he goes, Todd.
Edwards posturing up, uncorks some more shots. Again, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, 136 pounds. And man, it was a frenetic pace to start the round. Both have paid the price thus far. Inside 10 seconds to go now. Don't think any danger of the guillotine here, not at the moment. Gonna end on their feet here. Both guys could be susceptible to a big shot. Bell sounds, and that's the end of one. How do you see it after one? We head to Manuk's unofficial scorecard.
You know, that was a really tough round to score in some instances because Carlos was on his back, but he pulled off 3 different submission moves, and that was enough for me to give him the round. That's a 10-9 round, but Edwards, he's in a dominant position. He needs to be more explosive. He needs to bring the fight to Carlos, and he's just not doing it so far.
Your thoughts, Jonathan, as Edwards tried to power out of the armbar, got caught in the triangle, was on the defensive, but found a way to connect with some meaningful strikes of his own.
Yeah, he found a way to score some points in the round, but like Manuk said, you got to go with who's threatening the most, and Carlos is definitely threatening the most. Let's see if Edwards can maintain his feet in this round and start painting a bloody canvas.
Time for round 2. First one highly competitive. Again, Carlos Elizarraraz out of the blue corner taking on Jason Edwards. And you touched on it, Manuk. Looking very composed was Carlos. This his first ever professional fight. Feverishly was looking for the submission in round 1.
Absolutely.
Out on the ear there with a right hand.
No, absolutely, and Edwards actually got caught with the left hand at the end of the first round, and he winced, and he's coming out a little lackadaisical here in the second. That kick was a little half-hearted, and he's getting tagged right here. I think Carlos is finding his openings fast and furious.
Yeah, Carlos found his timing with the left, went downstairs, and now clinch.
Edwards perhaps playing a little possum there. He just exploded with that combination, but Elizarraraz again looking for the ankle pick here. Oh, beautiful job of bringing the fight right back to the mat.
Certainly did, and it certainly
mounted as well.
Yep, did well for Carlos here on the ground in the first round, and trying to stay busy here with strikes.
Edwards doing a great job, explosive movement to get back to his feet.
Showing great tenacity, great heart. as Carlos hit, pulled that ankle out, got the takedown, but was not able to capitalize on it in that exchange. And if you're Edwards, I mean, what do you do to maybe get some separation? That's not going to help. Ate a big knee right to the midsection.
Yeah, Edwards really needs a little bit of space here. He's got heavy hands, but he needs some room to throw them. And right now, Elizarraraz is doing, beautiful throw. Jason Edwards bringing the fight to the mat.
Great throw there, using all that velocity to take down his opponent, Carlos Elizarraraz. But now another takedown. Back and forth. Takedown City, USA.
It was a mistake to hold on to that guillotine for too long. And Elizarraraz was able to get the double leg and bring the fight right back to the mat. Now on top. Looks like he's fully mounted to Jason Edwards in all sorts of trouble here, Todd.
He is, but we'll have to see what Carlos, again, in his professional debut, what kind of weapons he has on the ground. We saw the submission attempts in round one. We'll see what this round has in store.
I love what I'm...
job. Nice transition from Edwards, turning in. What a fight.
I love what I'm seeing from Carlos. He is showing so many different dimensions to his game. We've seen so many different submission attempts. He's proven that he can stand and bang a little bit too.
Robots here. Knees and punches and punches. He is emptying the gas tank. Is Edwards all over him.
Edwards creating a little bit more space, as I mentioned before. He does his best work before he gets to the clinch position. I'd like to see him do a little more entering and exiting.
Carlos, all those submission attempts might have depleted the gas tank on him as well. He's wide open.
It's becoming increasingly clear the only way Edwards can win this fight if it's on his feet. He needs to stand and bang.
Edwards landing that right hand, following up with the left, but Elizarraraz in on the hips once again. Let's see if he can bring this fight to the mat.
Well, it's as if Carlos knows that, Manuk, and he's looking for the takedown, but I don't know that he's got enough left to score this time.
Double underhooks.
Yes.
Double underhooks for Edwards prevented that takedown.
Breathing very heavy is Carlos. And we saw that big throw earlier by Edwards. Could maybe try and uncork that again.
Rotating his hip, it looks like he's trying to do that right now.
With that mouth wide open to Carlos, if Edwards could maybe just get a distance and throw a big forearm or elbow, could do wonders. Looking for that takedown again, doesn't score it this time.
Elizarraraz snuffed that one out. But he is gassed, Todd.
One big left hand there by Carlos. Those arms are getting very, very heavy for both.
Great takedown defense there for Edwards.
Head kick. And like Jason Voorhees, Elizarraraz just keeps moving forward.
But again, that was a lazy kick by Edwards, and it allowed Carlos to charge forward.
Nothing lazy about that, though, Manuk. Another big takedown, and might be able to steal the round with that, perhaps, Jonathan, if this continues.
Absolute thunderous takedown by Elizarraraz. Great job of elevating, connecting the hips. Now, again, working out a dominant position. And God, he's been paying rent in this position all day.
It's been a difference maker if it does end up going the distance. Cage control, very, very important as this round comes to a close, and more to come on Up Next Fighting. Welcome back to Up Next Fighting. This one's been a barn burner, and we head to the third and final round, and we head to Manuk's unofficial scorecard. Your thoughts after two?
What a bounce back round by Jason Edwards. He did a remarkable job recovering, landed some heavy leather, some thunderous shots that really gave him the round. I have it 19-19, the third round. Let's see who wants this. 5 minutes to go.
Boy, Edwards wobbled there in the opening seconds, though, when he got caught. But if that's the case, it's anybody's ball game, and another big takedown there by Carlos.
He should have dug, he should have pummeled for his underhooks to maintain his position like he did in the last round. He went with an overhook there, and that was definitely not the maneuver. It enabled Elizarraraz to pick him up and slam him once again to the mat.
And if Carlos was in trouble, gentlemen, in round two, this might be just what the doctor ordered to try and grind things out if he can continue control. But I gotta believe referee Frank Trigg's gonna want some action, and he might want it in a hurry here.
Elizarraraz trying to improve position, but Jason Edwards doing an excellent job of controlling the posture, getting a little bit of help because he's smooshed in against the cage there.
Could really drive that shoulder down as well. That could cause a whole lot of discomfort for Edwards. You can see the forearm across the throat. Going to make it very tough for Edwards to catch a breath. Highly competitive battle here at 136 pounds. Who wants it more? Boy, hard to know what either of these two have left at this point. Both look like they've been through hell and back.
Yeah, well, both fighters are staring eyeball to eyeball, and we're sitting here waiting to see who blinks first. Edwards seems to be starting to wear out a little bit here. Not just physically, but perhaps mentally from the consistent takedown attacks of Elizarraraz.
Yeah, and Elizarraraz, I don't think has much on the strikes either, Manuk, but he's doing enough to maintain this position. The position is the key.
Well, he just got it to side control, and before that, he landed about 7 to 8 thudding shots to the body. Those weren't prolific, but it's landing, and it knocks the air out of Edwards. This is the last place Edward wants to be in this fight, on his back.
Stepped over the mount. Edwards trying to explode back to his feet and does a great job getting the fight back to a vertical base.
Whole lot of heart there by Jason Edwards to get back to his feet, but what can he do with this position? That remains to be seen. This is the third and final round. Boy, these guys have been through it, man. We'll see what they've got left. Outside leg kick there by Carlos. Some separation now. Could be time to dig down deep and unload.
Yeah, we're going to find out right now who's going to dig down deeper. Both fighters breathing heavily out of their mouths, absolutely gassed so far. Oh, nice right hand counter from Elizarraraz. Edwards getting a little sloppy there.
Yeah, Edwards was looping there, and coming right up the middle was Carlos. Quickest point between directions is a straight line. Trying to work off the jab, and just more volume of strikes right now by Carlos.
Nice left hand from Elizarraraz too, but it looks like he might have a broken nose, Todd. His nose is busted up pretty good.
Yeah, the official Frank Trigg almost, I believe, pulled the doctor in to take a look at that, elected not to after the fact. Oh! This one kept on going.
Yeah, blood coming out of the nose of Elizarraraz. And again, Edwards is landing that right hand. That's going to be his one shot to win this fight. Keep throwing that right hand.
Yeah, but Manuk, he's got to set it up. He can't just wing it wildly, because Elizarraraz is doing a great job of countering with the left hand. Edwards is absolutely gassed here, looking for the head kick, 1-2. Not a lot of steam on those punches.
Carlos trying to close the gap. Nice defense, though, by Edwards at the moment. A war of attrition. The arms are heavy. The legs got to feel like they weigh about 500 pounds, but they keep on fighting on. Hear it up next.
Edwards backing up, trying to catch his breath here. Elizarraraz stalking. Crowd getting a little anxious here.
Got to think they want somebody to be able to put the exclamation point on this extremely competitive fight. Boy, they could have butted heads there, both coming in, both trying to change levels.
You know, this is what I talked about in the opening, you know, the keys to victory. Elizarraraz just doing a great job of keeping the fight where only he can win it, Todd.
And again, this is Carlos's professional debut. Keep that in mind. What a fight, incredible battle, and it all is going to be in the hands of the three judges sitting at cage side. After a great fight that went the distance, it's decision time. Let's head back inside the cage to Barry Egan.
Burbank toe-to-toe the entire way. Let's hear it for these two valiant warriors. To the scorecards we go. Judge Chris Crail stores the bout 29-28 Edwards. Judge Rafael Davis scores the bout 29-28. Elizarraraz. And Judge Jackie Denkin scores the bout 30-27 for the winner by way of split decision, 𝐀𝐻𝐿zarraraz.
Jason Edwards ekes out the split decision. I got to ask you, Manuk, is that how you saw it?
Well, the third round was a coin flip round in my book, but I edged it to Edwards. I don't have a problem with him getting the decision. He just was the more powerful fighter there in the third.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the winner, Jason Edwards. Jason, pop that mouthpiece out. Let's have a few words. Very tough fight. That guy gave you everything that you asked for and more. What's going through your mind after grinding out that tough win?
That strong. Strong. But I got a good team. You know, we do a lot of conditioning, strip conditioning. I know I'm gonna put out the win.
It seemed like when you were able to create a little bit of space, you were able to do your best work. Were you having a hard time keeping range with this guy?
Yeah, he was swimming like Michael Phelps. So, yeah, for sure.
All right, you're now 3-2. When can we expect to see you back inside the cage?
Yeah.
You ready?
Right now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Jason Edwards.
Jonathan King better watch out, as Edwards is ready right now, scores a victory and a winning record in the process, improves to 3-2. We'll be back with more action on Up Next Fighting. He's excited to be back after a layoff last spot. Let's take a look at how they matched up with the tail of the tape. What a fight we've got on our hands.
Terrion Ware is going to maintain a little bit of a reach advantage. They both weighed in identically. A little bit of a height advantage. I don't think that'll play into it, but if he can keep him at range with the jab, that's where Terrion wants to be.
Here to set the stage, the voice of the Up Next cage, Barry Egan.
Burbank, here we go. This featured attraction is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. The man in charge of the action, once the bell sounds, Mr. Myland Ayers. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at 140 pounds even. He has an outstanding professional record, 5 wins, only 2 defeats, 1 draw. From San Bernardino, California, please welcome Anthony Jimenez. And his opponent fighting out of the red corner to my right, wearing the black trunks with the white trim. He also weighed in at 140 pounds even. He is 17-11 from Los Angeles, California. Let's hear it for Terrion Ware.
Three 5-minute rounds and a potential shot to vie to become the first featherweight champion in Up Next Fighting. High stakes, title implications. Here we go. Anthony Jimenez fighting out of the blue corner, taking on Terrion Flash Ware. Flash has, 6 recent losses, but a lot of them in the UFC. Slip up there by Jimenez, but turns it into a takedown attempt.
And he scores with it. Ware gets back to his feet, though, unable to complete the first one. Looks like he's got the second. Oh, Ware bouncing right back to his feet again.
Well, he's been working on his ground game and his takedown defense, because a lot of those losses came in the UFC. As a UFC vet, he took on the likes of Sugar Shane O'Malley, and the ground game cost him some of those fights in which he was very competitive. A lot of those losses were by decision.
Yeah, and another thing to remember, he's never been knocked out in his entire career. He's got a beard on him, so he can take a lot of punishment, but he likes to give it too, and that's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, for Ware, 8 of his 11 losses, Manuk, by decision. He's gone the distance many times, come very close.
Yeah, Ware reminds me of a cast iron skillet, very durable, years on end.
Just keeps moving forward.
Jimenez doing a good job of working behind that jab.
This fight's off to a very fast start.
Jimenez is throwing everything really heavy.
Sure is great exchange by Jimenez and Ware.
Ware landed a nice right hand to the body there. Softening up the midsection of Jimenez.
And is trying to work that jab again. Maybe try and circle off the cage, and he does momentarily. Now going downstairs. Leg kick attempt and answering in kind, but certainly not kindly. Flash Ware.
And you see Terrion just standing right in front of him. No head movement. Not showing a lot of respect for the power of Jimenez. But you know, when you have as many fights as Terrion and you've never been knocked out, I guess you can rely on that.
Yeah, Ware is very calculated right now. And we talk about that experience. It's actually 4-1, 28 fights to 7.
Neither of these fighters have ever been finished with a knockout, so both are going to be confident in their toughness and their durability, standing. A lot of confidence. Going to let it all hang out here with a shot potentially become the very first champion featherweight division for certain. Shot after shot there by Jimenez. He's certainly game, that's for sure, Jonathan.
Yeah, you know, he's landing a lot of big shots, Todd, but he's going backwards. Ooh. And you know, it's really hard to win a fight on the judges' scorecards when you're on your bicycle the whole time. I'd like to see him start charging forward and start trying to lead the dance. It's been all Terrion Ware leading the dance so far. Nice uppercut from Ware, but Jimenez lands a nice right hand in kind.
Back and forth, seesaw, nice 1-2 combination there, and now going downstairs, switching up the striking a little bit. And nice head movement as well there by Jimenez, you know, avoiding a lot of those shots.
They're doing a good job of staying busy, not showing any ring rust.
Jimenez's right hand looks a bit unorthodox. It's almost like he's throwing off the top of his shoulder. Very short, very choppy. The herky-jerky motion of that right hand could catch Ware off guard.
That could be a result of the reach advantage that Ware does maintain here. Again, we talked about it before. Jimenez has to put himself at risk if he wants to land against a longer opponent.
Yep, Jimenez blitzed off the cage there, but now just continuing to stalk here is Terrion Ware, who continues to move forward, keeps the fight in the proverbial phone booth.
Nice left hand to the chest from Terrion. But Jimenez doing a great job of fighting off the cage. He's got to get off that cage, though, Todd.
He really does, and he stayed there throughout the duration of this first round thus far. And it's only a matter of time before Ware's going to get that timing down. If Jimenez stays there, shoots in, desperation takedown, doesn't look like he's going to get anything out of it.
Yeah, he shot that one from Spain and telegraphed it all the way. Terrion does not want to play on the ground with this guy, or maybe he does.
Inside 60 seconds to go here in the very first round.
Before Ware landed the takedown, he was going for it with that right hand. He was swinging for the fences, didn't land, but he's doing a great job here by punctuating the round and winning it on points at least.
Well, Terrion has got a good point, and Terrion's got 3 wins on the ground, and Jimenez has never finished anybody by submission. So Terrion going to be very comfortable there as well as the first round comes to a close in this featherweight contest. Set for round 2, featherweight battle, with all things pointing to this being a big opportunity down the line for the victor of this very important, high-profile matchup in the division. Fighters touch gloves to start the second round, and they are right back to where they started, trading leather. Nice.
Nice takedown from Jimenez. Now able to work position here.
Jimenez had set it up with the jab, changed levels.
Good job by Ware to get back to his feet.
He's been almost Iceman-esque in his ability to bounce back up, like Chuck Liddell did early in his career.
Like a little bit of a low blow there, but Terrion fighting through it. Swing and a miss on the leg kick.
Now circling out, getting away from the cage a little bit and striking in the process is Jimenez, making Terrion chase now, and there we see a nice volume of shots there by Jimenez, who seems more comfortable here at the start of the second round.
Yeah, he's definitely having a better round here, but again, he's still going backwards, Todd. Terrion is the one putting the pressure on. I'd like to see Jimenez start reversing, putting some pressure on Ware.
Yeah, to your point, And Manuk, maybe not a bicycle, but so far there's certainly, can almost hear the backup alarm going for Jimenez.
Yeah, Jimenez might have to go for a plan B here, and he might want to take this fight to the mat. But, you know, Terrion he's not a one-trick pony. He has 6 KOs, 3 submissions, 8 decisions. It's almost like pick your poison. He can end this fight in any way he wants.
He could, and that was a pretty nasty leg kick to the outside there by Ware, and you could tell that it had the effects. And Jimenez, all of a sudden, not looking quite so fresh in there, Jonathan.
Yeah, there's a visual demeanor change on Jimenez. And it just happened a couple seconds ago. I don't know what Terrion landed that caused it, but Jimenez is trying to fight through some difficulty here. And he's doing a good job of it.
And you can almost tell that Terrion in the back of his mind, you know, he's been up against the world-class likes of Sugar Sean O'Malley and 𝐂𝐸_𝐸. It's almost like he doesn't even have respect for Jimenez, the way he's really pushing the pace of this fight.
Well, Jimenez hasn't pushed back at all. I mean, he's landed a lot of nice shots, but he has not pushed back at all.
But Jimenez has shown great toughness. Out here in the Southern California region, nice counter shot there by Jimenez. You know, Ware has got a lot of quick victories, including a 22nd knockout over Jared Papazian. He can make short work of an opponent. Terrion Ware knows he's in a fight in there with Jimenez, no doubt about it.
Absolutely, and if there wasn't a cage right now, they'd probably be fighting in the 3rd or 4th row. Nice knee on the inside from Flash. Hernandez looking for the 1-2, but missing.
You know, Ware hasn't been in a cage for almost 2.5 years, and it's very hard to say he's battling some cage rust. He looks very fluid in there right now.
Yeah, excellent point. Does not show at all, and again, has been working hard to round out that game. Now, we haven't seen much of the ground game he's worked on, but we've certainly seen it. The takedown defense, knee after knee, shot after shot, dishing them out.
Here comes Jimenez. That's what I wanted to see. A little bit of emotion. Ware's got him cornered again. Left hand, right. Oh, nasty uppercut from Ware.
Jimenez is getting picked apart up against the cage. He's got to get out of there. Oh, man, Terrion wants him standing.
A little bit of a leak over the left eye of Jimenez, or under the left eye.
Yeah, sure is. But Jimenez, he keeps throwing, keeps battling, keeps fighting on, but he's eating a lot of punishment in this round.
That exchange in the corner really busted up Jimenez, but his body language is beginning to change, and his battery level seems to be dropping by every second that goes on.
Breathing heavy through an open mouth. Jimenez trying to dig deep, wipes the blood away from his eye.
It's not looking too good, fellas.
Well, you know, and it's just got to be tough. He just cannot get Ware out of his face. He's constantly being pressured. Takedown attempt, but completely stuffed by Terrion Ware.
And this is what Terrion Ware does. He takes you out of your comfort zone. He stays in your face. He finds openings and he exploits them. And that's exactly what he's doing now.
Can Ware turn on the gas and finish him here late in the round, or will Anthony Jimenez live to fight on? He does. And we will be heading to our 3rd and decisive round in this great battle on Up Next Fighting. To keep this thing going. And again, every indication is that the winner of this fight might have a title shot in the very near future, looking to make history here in Up Next Fighting. Look at Jimenez go.
Where was this guy in the first 2 rounds?
Yeah, the high stakes, it's not lost on Anthony Jimenez, that's for sure. Where's he finding this from?
It's called desperation. The doctor gave a close look at his eye, and Jimenez knows the sand is really going down the hourglass right now.
Let's see how long he can keep that pace up. He's starting to back up already.
Well, and Ware was targeting that eye with the right hand. Now with the kicks, in firm control right now is Terrion Ware. That was a nasty shot.
The volume of Terrion Ware is just unbelievable. The output, the consistent punching, staying in the face of his opponent, not giving him a moment to breathe.
The toughness of Jimenez is admirable, but what can he do against Terrion Flash Ware at this point? Ware in total control, taking the fight wherever he wants it at this point.
Ware's got the cage working against him here. He's not going to be able to flatten out his opponent. If he can turn to the left or to the right, he might be able to cinch in this choke, but
I think that flurry of shots by Jimenez early, I think might have caught Ware off guard and maybe thinking, hey, I got to get this guy to the ground and grind this thing out.
looks like he's got the choke, Todd.
Looking to cinch it in, trying to take it.
Terrion Ware with a third-round submission. Oh, my Lord.
Took him on a one-way trip to Taptown. What a battle. I'll tell you what, Jimenez went out on his sword in a big way there.
Unbelievable fight. Both guys dug deep. Jimenez did his best to try to fight off the cage, but the volume of Terrion Ware just too much.
Let's take a look back. The doctor taking a look at the eye of Jimenez, and then Jimenez came out like a man possessed, giving it everything he had, emptying the gas tank, but then the beginning of the end.
Todd, you've heard of the saying, don't call it a comeback? Well, I'm going to call it a comeback. Terrion Ware is officially back on the map. He's putting himself back into title contention. What a beautiful performance. And isn't it ironic that earlier in the fight, he didn't want to be on the ground and he waved Jimenez back up to his feet, and he ends it on the floor by securing a rear naked choke.
Terrion Ware, almost 3 years away, comes back in big-time style here as we're going to head back inside the cage and make it all official. Take it away, Barry.
Burbank the time, 1 minute 41 seconds into round number 3 for the winner. By way of tap out from a rear naked choke, Terrion Ware. We have the representatives of 𝐀𝐿 to give out the award. Come on up here, 𝐀𝐿.
Iron sharpens iron. What a battle. And for Terrion Ware, it's a family affair as well. Jonathan
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the winner, Terrion Flash Ware. Come here, my friend. It's been a long time, pal. You showed some new wrinkles, added some wrestling, some takedowns to the game. I didn't even recognize you in there. What's going through your mind?
When I saw you the other day, you told me the best version of me, right? I told you would get it, and here it is. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a long layoff. I'm getting older, and you know, most guys at my age start to decline, but I'm getting better. And all these people that you see around here, CMMA, these are the people that have revived my career. You know what I mean? Like, we talk about it every single day. This fight right here, no disrespect to my opponent, it's easy compared to the sparring days when you're in there with Victor Henry, Jonathan Powell, Shane Collins, all those guys, and you got Shark Tank. That's scary. This is easy. And we come in here and we're able to execute and do those things because of what we do in that room. And I have nothing, I have everything actually to give to them in terms of seeing the best version of myself and what you see today. And being able to come out here and put on a show in front of SoCal. You know, this is my home right here. This is where I feel at home.
Now that third round, that was a banger, man. He came out, got in your face, and started throwing heavy hands. What was going through your mind in that moment?
I was expecting that. You know what I mean? Like, I watched him fight. You know, Anthony Jimenez is a dog, man. He's good. He's a good, great, talented fighter, and he's a dog. He was tired. He was hurt from the first round, and he kept digging, and he came on that third round knowing that he was behind, and he tried to finish me. You know, we talked about it. We talked about that in between rounds. He's gonna come out, just stay composed. You know, in the back, you know, everyone's telling me I fought against some of the best in the world. You know, win, lose, or draw, it's always been competitive, and I'm a veteran in this game, and I know how to handle that. So I knew he was gonna come out early in that first minute, weather the storm, drown him, and like we talk about all the time in CMMA, when we're 2 hours in and we're drilling, go finish, and that's what we do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together one more time for Terrion Flash Ware.
Huge win there by Terrion Flash Ware, a bit of a homecoming, and his title competition in his future we will see, and we'll see you next time on Up Next Fighting.